If I look at all the patients on the ward, and if I were to kind of pinpoint one thing that a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people could do better, and it would help them getting better, not as in curing them or because people come to our ward for all sorts of reasons. But if there's one thing that most people could do is drink more water, because dehydration really is a thing. Several people come onto the ward for dehydration. For a lot of people, it becomes apparent that they are dehydrated when they come onto the ward, but they come there for a different reason. So dehydration is not just feeling thirsty, because a lot of people, they're not thirsty. If they were thirsty, they might have been drinking. They don't really consider themselves thirsty. But dehydration is a big factor in blood pressure, in increased heart rate, strain on the kidneys, constipation, headaches. You can see it in your skin. The list is almost endless of the effects of dehydration. And when you're dehydrated, it's very difficult to find a right place to put in a cannula. A cannula is this thing they put in your arm or your hand where they can connect a drip to, an IV drip. And one of the ways to get liquids into a person is via an IV, especially if people can't drink or don't want to drink, or that list is quite endless as well. So then they are dehydrated and you can't hydrate them unless they drink, and it becomes a bit complicated. So how do you know that you are dehydrated? As I said, it can have so many effects on your body, and what you experience, is it based on dehydration? I don't know, but it's easy to find out. Drink more water. There are very few people who drink too much. It happens maybe once every month, once every 6 weeks, that a patient comes to the ward who drinks an awful lot of water. Good water, and again, that's a whole podcast in itself. But good water is the main thing you should be drinking, in my humble opinion. If you drink coffee is a diuretic. So is tea, but tea slightly less so. And a diuretic means that when you drink it, it expels water from your body. So it's kind of counterproductive to drink coffee or tea when you're dehydrated. You can opt for fizzy drinks, as a lot of people do. Fizzy drinks have got their own problems. They're usually filled with sugar, or maybe even worse, sugar alternatives. So they are labeled as zero sugar, which, again, a whole podcast in itself. Or people go for juices, and juices are fine. It's just they can be very sweet. And in a hospital setting, they sit out on your bedside table, which is not the best place to keep fresh juice. Doesn't matter where you are, whether you're at home or in hospital, the aim is to drink water. They say about 2 liters. It depends on, how big you are, what kind of activities you do. If you sweat a lot, then you may want to drink a bit more water. Not only water, you want to have the electrolyte as well. As I said, a whole podcast in itself.